you're a makeup lover like I am, this is the video for you. Keep on watching on how to achieve this full glam, which is nearly, I am not going to say 100%, nearly transfer proof. And the one thing that I can emphasize on is you will not have to touch up this face at all, even with a long time of wearing a mask. But this is our life now. This is 2020, and this trend, it seems it's going to be here for a while. But with the festive season coming up and life cannot be stopped, right? Then why should we stop wearing makeup? So I hope you guys enjoy this. Stay tuned and share this with your friends and family if you enjoy this. All right, take care. On to the tutorial. Hey guys, so hair off our face, we are all set to do our makeup. As always, I always start with a clean canvas. I have cleansed and moisturized my face, and I've made sure that I have put enough hydration onto my skin so that no matter what we are going to put on top of it, which is going to be long lasting, and generally the long lasting makeups tend to dehydrate your face. Nothing hydrating will be as long lasting as you expect it to be. Fun fact. So first step is primer. This primer is brilliant. This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. So this primer is a gripping primer. I don't know if you guys can see, it is like, see, it is slightly tacky, but this tackiness goes away once you let it sit for a couple of minutes, as it suggests in the bottle. And I have been noticing, like, whenever I have used this primer combined with any long-lasting foundation, I never had to touch up, or it did not settle in my fine lines. It just stayed intact, just the way I put it on for the first time. I love this primer, and also it is good for all skin types. Now, pores around our T-zone is a common concern, right? So this primer does not counteract with any pore situation. I prefer to use this Beauty Blender primer just around my T-zone because I need to tackle them a little bit. So if you do not have any pore situation on your face, you can easily skip this step. I have it, but whenever I use this primer, my pores magically vanishes. I love this primer. And I apply it just around my T-zone and a little bit on my fine lines, around my nose, just here. Mostly tapping motion, like that. I don't know if the camera is picking it up. It mattifies slightly, but as we have the hydrating primer underneath, it doesn't make it too dry. Now it has been a minute and we can finally move on to the foundation. But before that, as I have some discoloration on my face, I color correct with this orange color corrector by Ella Girl. This is a really nice color corrector. So the trick with the color corrector is you have to use the tiniest amount, not too much. So that is how you do not end up with a Oompa Loompa orangey face. Let me blend it out first. Now onto the foundation. While choosing the foundation, always keep one thing in mind. No hydrating, dewy finish giving foundation will last longer because it tends to move around onto your face, and when you're wearing a mask, no matter how well you set it, it is not going to stay put. So I am going to share with you a few of my favorite long wearing foundations, which actually gives semi-matte or demi-matte kind of finish, but these last literally forever. I have worn this foundation for good over 12 hours. It did not budge, trust me. Number one is the Lancome Tainted All. I use the shade 055. This is also a 24-hour wear and comfort. It says it's retouch free and it has SPF 15 in it. And this one I'm sure many of you know. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is also like beautiful. Doesn't budge at all. And the best part about this foundation, which I really like, is there are so many shades in it that you are bound to find your perfect shade in this foundation. Love this one. And the next one is by Dior. This is the Dior Skin Forever. My shade is 4N or 040. So this is also a 24-hour high perfection skin caring foundation. This looks so good on your skin. It blends in like butter. You need the tiniest amount, you can build it up. This is full coverage as well, and it is also a 24-hour wear. Did I say? I think I did. And the next one is this by Estee Lauder. This is the Double Wear Maximum Cover Clump Fudge Makeup for Face and Body. This also has SPF 15 and my shade is 4W1 Honey Bronze. Oh my goodness, this is such a high coverage. Like if you find this one full coverage, this is like 10 times more. So you can understand the amount that you would need. I never need like concealer when I use this one because it covers literally everything. It stays put, it blends in well, but you just have to make sure you blend it really well because this is really high coverage and it might not look even if you're trying to put too much on your face. That is the one. And the last one is by Beauty Blender. This is the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. This is also a quite long wearing one. I have been loving this foundation lately. All my summer I have been wearing this foundation and this also blends in beautifully. I mean, it's that yumminess that you feel when you apply it on your face and it pictures gorgeously. It is like flawless in a bottle. I love this foundation. This is also quite full coverage. So all these foundations that I have mentioned now, if I can hold them all in one hand, 1 second. Yep, there you go. So all the foundations that I have mentioned in here, they are all almost 24-hour wear. They are not going to give you any dewy finish whatsoever. So the trick with this is how to make it look not as dry and dehydrated onto your skin. I think today I'm going to use the Dior Forever one just to show you guys how beautifully it blends onto your skin. As it is not a dewy foundation, but you guys know me, I love myself a very hydrating and glowy base. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to mix in this Dior Face and Body Backstage 001 Universal Illuminator along with this, just a few drops, and apply it all over my face. So I will take about 1 pump. I will just add like 2 drops of the illuminator. I'm using this by Terry blender. Always work in sections while using anything long wearing so that while you are blending in one side, it does not dry out in another side and make it harder for you to blend. And also, if you are using a beauty blender, it is going to soak up the excess products. So you are just applying what you need onto your skin. Nothing more, nothing less. For concealer, I have been using this Pomegranate Sublime Finish Concealer and I use the shade M15 underneath my eyes. This is a very full coverage, flawless look giving concealer. And whenever I have been using this, I have noticed that my concealer does not crease as much as it does with other ones. See how it has covered all my dark circles and it looks so natural. While blending in your foundation and your concealer, at any point if you feel like your skin is drying out a little bit, spray some of facial mist, some sort of facial mist. I love using this Fenty Beauty. This is what a dew makeup refreshing spray. This is not a setting spray. So I just love to like spray it. The mist is so fine all over my face so that it becomes easier for me to blend. Now at this point, you will set whatever you have done to your face, which is your foundation and your concealer, with the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. You guys, this is the best makeup setting spray. Once you set your makeup with this, it will not go anywhere. Write it down. I will vouch for it. So I will put it all over my face, and when it's still damp, I come back with my beauty blender and just push the product onto my skin. Once that is done, then you move on to your bronzer. Start with a cream bronzer. Today I am using the Milk Makeup bronzer. This is in the shade Blaze, and you just apply it on the perimeters of your face, and I put it slightly here. So if you just use powder products to contour, blush, or highlight your face, it will come off with one swipe with your mask. But this way, what we are doing at the moment, you are creating a layer underneath your powder products so that it has something to grip onto and it will not come off easily with your mask. I mean, it will very slightly, but it will not come off entirely. That is exactly what we want, right? And also, even if we are using a lot of products, notice the way we are blending. We are blending it with a sponge, which is taking away the excess products. So there is actually not too much on our face, even though it looks like. It is just the procedure, trust me. The next step is highlighting, and I am extremely excited to be sharing this with you because this product has changed my highlighting game. Generally, I love to layer 2 to 3, sometimes 3 different highlighters just to get that 3D effect onto my skin. But since the time I have been started using this, I do not even go with any powder blush, and once this thing sets onto your skin, it sets. It does not budge at all. It is like budge-proof, sweat-proof. I think it is even waterproof. I don't know even if they claim it, but I have tried it on. It does not budge. Just wait till you see this. So I shake this. You need the tiniest amount for this, but I always get too much. I pick up a small sponge, pick up the product, and then slightly tap it on my skin, just at the highest points of my face. Do you guys see that? See that? It just looks so skin-like. That is what I love about this. It just looks like your second skin, like you're glowing from within. Now, if you guys are following me on Instagram, last, I think, few weeks back, I shared with you what I have ordered from Sephora, in which this was also there. This is a liquid blush from NARS. This is in the shade Dolce Vita. Once you layer it underneath another blush, which I'm gonna show you in a bit, it just gives you that most flattering, gorgeous, yummalicious looking cheeks. Wait till you watch it. And you can use it with your fingers, but I prefer to use it with a sponge. Generally, when you are using cream products, and especially when you're layering them, you just have to be very delicate when you apply it, because otherwise it might lift the foundation and the concealer and whatever you've put underneath, and that is not a good look, and it will ruin all the hard work that you have done. Now, look at the skin without any powder products on top of it yet. This is the base of your makeup. On top of it, now we are going to set it with powder products, which is going to make it bulletproof. Now it is time to set all the cream products with the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray one more time before we set them with powder products. And to set the concealers underneath our eyes, I am going to be using the Pomegranate Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder, and this is in the shade Medium. You guys, this powder is magic. You need the tiniest amount. Set your under eyes, and generally I use it on my T-zone. And once it is set, not only does it like blur, it does not take away the moisture, it doesn't feel dry or dehydrated, but it just stays put like for the rest of the day, the evening, the night, and it is beautiful to touch up with as well. It does not look cakey at all. So for the rest of my face, it does not feel that it needs to be set. So what I do is I just take whatever is left on the powder brush, just to go over it like this, because otherwise it will tend more to stick to the mask if there is not a layer of powder on top of it. Next step is to set the cream bronzer. For that I am using the Marc Jacobs Tantalize 106 bronzer. See how huge it is. And I am using it on a Morphe R2 brush. So I have tried different bronzers and products, and ultimately I have reached to the conclusion that these products, that whatever I am showing you today, stays the longest underneath the mask. Now I am happy with the way my highlight is looking, not that it's gonna budge anyway, but if you guys know me, I am a little extra always, and here we are talking about any which way full glam, so why not? So to set the highlight on my face, I am using the highlighter from this palette from NARS. This is the NARS Orgasm palette. Wait till you see the highlight. It is like beaming. Like, do you see that? So I do not put it all over, I just put it here to create that dimension. Top of my nose, even though this is the first place which it will fade, but that's all right, it will still stay as we have layered the products. And the last step is to add some powder blush. I have been loving this blush lately, you guys. This is by Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Cheek to Chic powder blush in the shade Pillow Talk Intense. Let me show you guys the shade. This looks so flattering on our skin tone, especially on top of this blush. So I just mix all the colors. They are pretty pigmented. Make sure you brush it off and just tap like, oh, do you see that chick? After that, the trick is just to take the powder brush and go over the edges to blend all the edges so that it looks seamless. And now it's time to seal all the hard work that we have done, again with the Urban Decay All Nighter. And as my skin is more on the drier side and the weather outside is also quite dry already, so what I do is I take a dewy setting spray. I will just spray it on this side of my face and this side. So this just keeps that dry matte face looking yummiliciously dewy and beautiful, even though we have used just all matte products. So this is the finished makeup look, and if you guys are wondering how to achieve this makeup, I mean the eye makeup, head on to my Instagram. I'm gonna put up the tutorial on my IGTV. So this face is going to be almost, I would say 98% intact even after you wear a mask. Let me show you. It will be like still transferred, but it will not budge, or you will not have to like touch up and things like that. Only thing you'll have to just touch up maybe, which is your lipstick, which will come off any which way. So in another tutorial, I am going to share with you the lipsticks that I have found, which is actually budge proof underneath your mask, even a red lipstick. Can you imagine? I hope you guys have enjoyed spending time with me. I hope this was helpful for you. Please be sure to subscribe and share this tutorial with your makeup lover friends and let them know all the tricks that you have learned today. Alright, until next time, be safe, stay blessed and beautiful. Love you. Bye.